Tomorrow morning, family and friends will gather to say goodbye to Tim Cunningham. He is the CDC scientist whose body was found in the Chattahoochee a month after he went missing. This week in Untold-Atlanta, Matt Pearl reveals a side of Cunningham that did not come through the days and weeks of coverage, a side that shows just who our city has lost.
I knew Tim Cunningham. I call him a friend. We weren't great friends and most photos were a few people apart, but I knew him enough to say the following for sure. Tim was a massive pain in the butt. And that is a massive compliment, one of the highest I can give to anyone trying to do good. Tim did well. Morehouse graduate, Harvard graduate, employee at the CDC. But more than that, he did good for people who too often don't have a voice like Tim's behind them. I met Tim through Untold-Atlanta, a leadership program that's produced some of our city's most distinguished citizens. And in a class of 50 where everyone stood out, Tim never backed down. He spoke with passion that those fighting poverty shouldn't settle, shouldn't accept raw deals for a short-term tease, shouldn't accept prejudice and institutional traps simply because that's how it's always been done. And he demanded those of us with megaphones, whether on TV or in top-floor offices, to use them right or make room for those who will. 2 years after we graduated LEAD, Tim and I came back to help plan a day for a future class, all about education. Our team had developed a strong outline, done some nice work, when Tim interrupted. Why aren't we talking first about poverty? He said we should scrap the plan and refocus the day, because you can't talk about challenges in education without first addressing inequalities facing our children. Some of the team, including me, hesitated. We had done some good work. We had developed a good day. But Tim demanded great of himself and of any orbit he happened to cross. He was a pain, but he was right. As I followed the coverage and conversation about my friend, I've seen a gaping hole. So many want to focus on what happened, how it happened. And we've all heard about Tim's work with the CDC. But there's a side of Tim that hasn't been heard, the side that worked behind the scenes in so many spheres to fight for those who need it. In Atlanta, where the divide between the haves and have-nots is wider than most of us ever see, voices like Tim's are crucial and rare. I'm in a Facebook group of friends, acquaintances, and colleagues who formed to help find Tim when he went missing. And we don't talk much about why or how, and we certainly don't dwell on conspiracies, because this isn't a whodunit. It's not a mystery. It's a tragedy. And as someone who prides myself on telling the stories of Untold-Atlanta, I find Tim's untold story critical. So many of us want to do good, but we see the tall odds, take care not to offend, and we need a good pain in the butt to rile us up. Tim was that pain. I feel first for his family and next for those who knew him best. But I also feel for the rest of us. Our city and truly our world has lost someone who fought for it and for all of us to be better, who fought for people who might never know of his voice and effort. And to fight that hard, to be Tim's kind of pain, is to be the kind of person who deserves his story told. For Untold-Atlanta, I'm Matt Pearl.